I am a privileged white male because I'm of the most privileged majority that there exists is white males. So before you comment on this thread, make sure you watch this whole video. Otherwise, you're probably going to make it painfully obvious that you commented your 2 cents without getting the info in this video first. It happens all the time, so don't be that person, okay? So, I'm a white male in this country, in the United States. I am the most privileged of all groups of people in this country. I don't like it. I have no apologies about being a white male, but that's just the way that it is. So, it's much more nuanced than that. And the bickering in politics and the media and people shouting on Facebook does not recognize the nuances. We're all blessed by, as human beings, by having these amazing critical thinking faculties, and so few people use them. So allow me to use them, and maybe you'll be like, yeah, that makes sense, Tom. Okay, cool. All right, so here what it is. So one time, way back when I had a job, when I was involved in that pyramid scam, having a job, this is a very long time ago, I once missed out on a pay raise opportunity because a promotional pay raise opportunity because I'm a white male. I wasn't of a minority group and they had a quota to fill, so I missed out. Totally discriminated against. And that's what happens to every group of people in this country to varying degrees. Now, there is a gross false equivalence happening, and here's the main nuance of this. Even though I was discriminated against once for being a white male and not being of some minority group so that they could fulfill some stupid status quo that had nothing to do with the quality of one's character, by the way. Even though that happened to me, I still have enough critical thought faculties to recognize that there is a gross false equivalence between what happened to me and what happens to every other group of people. Females, blacks, Mexicans, Latinos, Indians, Asians, Hispanics, whatever. All of it. Not just that, but sexual orientation. I'm a straight white male. I mean, that's the creme de la creme, right? As far as privilege goes. But as well as gays, bisexuals, lesbians, transsexuals, all of you that isn't a straight white male like me is discriminated against more, in general, more than me. So whenever somebody says, they paint it real black and white, they're just wrong. It's not black and white. It's very nuanced. And there is a very unequal equivalence in how people are discriminated against. All of it's wrong. All of it sucks. I mean, everyone's on the same page as that, I think, in their core, even though we don't communicate it, especially people shouting on Facebook and politics and media and so forth. So here's what I found. I've found, and I've been talking more about this lately, I have found, as of a long time ago, and maybe more so recently rediscovering the fact that no matter what's going on with you, you can create opportunity for yourself. When opportunity is not there for you because, whether it's because you're poor and you don't have the resources that rich people have, or because you're discriminated against because of some physicality that has nothing to do with the quality of your character, if you just don't have those opportunities out there for whatever reason it might be, you have to create your own opportunity. And that's true even for me. There's plenty of straight white men who are poor that don't have the resources and the opportunities that, say, someone who has lots of money, who is of a minority ethnic class. I mean, that's backwards against everything that we think of as who has privilege and who doesn't, isn't it? So therefore, totally blows it out of the water as far as who becomes successful and who doesn't. People generally that don't become successful are people that are waiting for opportunity. People that feel oppressed because of their skin color, their sexual orientation, or because they're of a minority group. Because there's plenty of people that are not of a minority group who are also not successful. So it can go both ways. The determining factor is, are you going to create your own opportunity, or are you going to sit there and wait around for opportunity to present itself in your face? Are you going to sit around and just wait to not be discriminated against? Are you going to sit around and wait? I mean, fill in the blank with whatever excuse you've been using. You'll have opportunity when you create it for yourself. will probably be a really tough uphill battle. You know, I don't know how tough and how long it will take, but I do know this. Most people that get started on that battle, which everyone embarks on it at least once in their life, most people will quit. When the going gets tough, quit! That's not the saying. The saying is when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Translation, you figure it out. You take up the learning curve and you see it through. You do that and you'll be the ratio is about 1 out of 50. 49 out of 50 people won't see important stuff through. And the going gets tough, they're out, they quit. 1 out of 50 will see it through. They'll figure it out, they'll take on the learning curve, they'll do whatever it takes. So be the 1 out of 50. That's an inside job. That actually has nothing to do with however you might have been discriminated against, no matter if you're poor, no matter if you have no time, no money, no whatever, you fill in the blank. That actually has nothing to do with any of that stuff. If you're going to be successful, all it has to do with the inside job that's going on inside of your head. How are you responding to all these things that's happening around you? It's not the blowing of the wind that determines your destination. It's the set of your sail. So your brain is like this little boat that's out in the middle of a lake, and the wind is blowing, and sometimes the wind changes directions. And it's not the blowing of the wind that determines your destination. It's the set of your sail. And as the wind changes and you get more experienced and you learn because you're paying attention and you're taking on the learning curve and figuring stuff out, as conditions change, the winds change, you change the set of your sail. The set of your sail is going to represent better philosophies, better belief system, because your beliefs and your philosophies is going to drive your actions, and it's going to drive your behavior, and it's also going to drive if you quit or if you see something through. So create your own opportunity. When I got started on this path, my problem wasn't that I was a white male who's straight, although in one instance it was, because I was actually discriminated against for that. But my problem was I had no money, I had no time, I had no skills, I had no connections. So one day I stopped making excuses, I drew a line in the sand, I asked myself, what do I need to learn? What do I need to watch? What do I need to pay attention to? I fell in love with learning and figuring stuff out, and I started solving those problems, and I did. And things got really difficult, and I just took it all as a part of the learning curve, and I figured it out. And now I went from a place of no skill, no time, no money to I'm sitting here in my house that I paid for in cash. Most people never own their house. They live and die in debt, a mortgage or rent. Imagine not having a mortgage or rent. It's pretty awesome, actually. So I went from having no income, no time, no skills to, and now I got skills. Now I don't need it. I haven't had a job in over 10 years, over a decade. I don't want a job, don't need a job. So why would I have a job? If I wanted one, that's cool, but the important thing is it's optional. So if you love your job, you can have it, but if you have your job because you can't pay your bills otherwise, that's not cool. That's not cool. So how did I go from no income, no time, no skills? I started investing just 10 minutes a day of my skills, personal growth and development, learning, at least 10 minutes a day. And I learned about things like leveraged income so that I could solve both money and time problems. 2 birds with 1 stone on that one. Leveraged income solves both time and money. If you don't have leveraged income, aka a job, if you have a job, you have no leveraged income. Therefore, time is always going to be a problem, because if you stop clocking in at work, you stop showing up, you stop getting paid, and suddenly you can't pay your bills anymore. That's tyrannical. That's control and manipulation through the dependency of dollar. That's you giving your unquestionable obedience to those people that are controlling and manipulating you through the dependency of the dollar, because they need your unquestionable obedience, or they can't do what they want to do. So that's how I solve those problems, man. Time, money, skills, and whatever else is going on, whatever might be going on for you. You just got to draw a line in the sand, stop making statements, start asking questions. Because when you stop making statements and you start asking questions, you turn off the lazy, poor part of your brain, and you start opening up your brain to a rich and creative process that's on the search, finding solutions to your problems, like time, money, skills, and whatever else might be happening, who knows. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please share it. If, these great ideas, share it. The more you share, sharing is caring. And my website, I've got thousands more pieces of content. Literally, I mean that literally, thousands. TomBerkenmeyer.com. Take out the space, all one word, just like it's spelled here on social media, TomBerkenmeyer.com. And if you love health and you love fitness, health and fitness and wellness like I do, and you want to learn how to make some leveraged money with health, fitness, and wellness, instead of making money by managing sickness and poverty, but you want to make money with wellness, get a hold of me, private message. Bye for now, everybody.